For the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities.
Hello and welcome to episode 74 of That's a Shame.
Jesus Christ.
What?
Can we just do it just another take?
I was doing it
If
like
you
it was
could-
the news.
If you could just emphasise your boredom just a little bit more.
Hello.
That would be good.
Oh, welcome aboard, guys. It's going to be a fun one today. Woo!
Isaac's been bugging me all day to do this. He couldn't be more excited.
I'm hyped.
I've been away for the weekend. He's been texting me, messaging me. He's
been, like,
calling
practicing
me
for the show.
He hired a barbershop quartet to follow me home.
Yeah.
And when I say follow me home, I mean along the motorway. Screaming
They're
out the side of a
fast.
van they were.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
It's hard to do a quartet with any two. Well, look, anyway, I can't just fake enthusiasm. Well, I suppose I should be able to.
Well, come on then, let's get it going.
Hey, welcome back, guys.
It's episode 74. It's going to be a hell of a show.
It's going to be all right.
It's going to be a hell of a short show.
It's gonna
That's
be-
for sure.
Yeah, it's not going to be as long because we gave you like an hour and a half last time.
And we know you guys can't handle much more.
Well, we're told quite frequently that 2 episodes a week. Who are we kidding?
All those texts and messages that scream stop
Please,
from unknown
No
numbers,
more.
from the government.
yeah. So we try to keep. I think 2 hours a week is a decent
Yeah, exactly.
aim. So let's try and keep it around there. How are you?
I'm
I'm Isaac. You're Declan.
I am Declan,
Yeah.
and I'm all right actually.
Good.
I've had a not terrible weekend.
Wow.
I'm quite drunk, so
Living the
it's
dream.
all good. That is it. What more could you ask for on a day like this day? The Friday after Easter. Easter Friday, they call it.
What?
But the second one.
Oh, so it's Sunday.
It's Sunday.
Wow. Accurate. We left listeners with something of a cliffhanger pertaining to a particular videographic project.
Yes, we
have an
did.
update on
Me and my good friend Essam.
Yeah. Good friend.
Good friend.
Yeah,
While I'm starting the story where we
right,
were.
you're back.
Yeah, no.
So
not
just
now. Not in the present where he's a thieving cunt. I'm talking about
So
in
now
the past. when,
that's what we have, and now we cut
fuck,
back.
yeah, it's like in media res.
Yeah,
Which is
5 days earlier.
We left you. I'd spoken to him. I'd ascertained that he knew nothing about film or indeed any kind
Or
of medium.
films,
Yeah.
apart from The Haunting.
I'd written, loves it. Catherine Zeta-Jones, 1999.
expert.
Liam Neeson as Dr. Marrow.
Yep.
And I'd kind of curated this film for him, and we were, creating his project around that. And I believe, mentioned the fact that we had to make a sizzle reel.
Yes.
A kind of
Not a name I
pre-trailer.
enjoy myself.
Like a kind of, we'll call it a video mood board.
Yeah.
A collection of pre-existing footage that conveys the tone, the message, the idea of
Just
your
a
film.
sense of what Essam's vision was going to be when eventually and probably inevitably Warner Brothers comes calling.
Yeah, and
Ding dong! Hi, it's Mr. Spielberg.
He throws this at them, and they catch it and
Wow.
go, "Wow!" Launch it straight
Where have you been
into
all our lives, Essam?
into the sphere of actual money.
Mm-hmm.
And so Isaac and I spent a good few hours making this.
Yep, that very night.
I mean, it was a decent amount of effort.
Yeah.
But it was fun.
It was good fun.
It is fun always to make these kinds of
We'll
projects.
post it somewhere, will we?
Absolutely, we will.
How about I do it as a public post on our patreon.com/shamecity, just because then I don't have to upload it to YouTube and it will get copyright
That
strikes,
sounds phenomenal.
I think.
So whether you pay or not, whether
will
you're a
still be there.
cheapskate or whether you're generous, I mean, whether
Generous.
you're it will be there for you
Yeah.
to see. So we made this sizzle reel, and I was going back on the Thursday. So I went back on the Thursday,
Mm-hmm.
and I showed him this this sizzle reel.
We should specify as well, clarify, that when we were making it, I was making it as a joke, because I obviously have no connection.
we definitely.
So we did hit some beats of there was stuff that actually was good to include.
there was definitely.
But then there
some
was
good
also,
stuff.
for example, we start with the name Hill House, and then
Fine.
it moves a bit to the sound of me going into a microphone. Surprisingly effective, may I
Really?
say.
Very
And then
staticky you are.
And then the next thing that pops up is Unfilmed Dessin, which is obviously a piss take.
And about 3 seconds later, up pops friend of the show Joe D'Angelo.
Yeah, and that bird.
whose image we've copyrighted
Yeah,
until the
it's
end.
so good
of
that we
time.
own his image, isn't
I
it?
know, we can make
That
him
was-
do or say anything we want.
It was a really good investment by us to get in early on the ground floor of
Especially
Joe
for free.
Yeah. Wow, he's got screwed out of that.
But yeah, no, the whole thing was filled with nonsense. It looked good.
Yeah.
But it was, if you looked at it actually with any kind of genuine insight,
Yeah.
terrible. So everyone I've shown it to, and I've shown it to a lot of people,
Good.
has said, wow, that's really good. And
Oh,
I've
no.
gone, yeah, no,
It might look
isn't
good,
it?
but dive a bit deeper and you'll see
And
that that's
what's
a
that? The
toy
Butlins
bird.
sign.
Yeah, the Butlins tour.
So I took it round, and I was supposed to, for the show, and in one sense, I have record Essam's reaction to this video that we've made, and
Because I
he
was sure that he would be like
Well, he was
furious.
well. I thought he might be too, and I was confused by his lack of annoyance. But I'm no longer.
yes.
So actually, he watched it before I could start recording and loved it, and then he watched it again, and I did record it, and he didn't say a single word until it finished, where he went, that's very good, thank you very much. And I was like, oh, you're very
More
welcome.
than welcome, Essam.
For this time, I'm obviously going to charge you that I previously and explicitly made clear that I would charge you for. Anyway, we went through and we kind of finalised the casting. That was a chore.
No, but
Let
he
me
had so
tell
many
you.
good ideas, like Catherine Zeta-Jones, Liam Neeson.
Yeah, so we kind of settled on a cast, and it was fine, it was all right, and we had Anthony Hopkins as our
landlord.
name, as the landlord, and he was like, do you not think you should have a wife?
Oh,
I said, well, he could, but she isn't going to be in the. I mean, he's only in it for one scene. So when
what's he going to
and
write
he
in lines
was like,
I've got to go back to my wife.
at which point she jumps out from the cupboard.
That's me!
And I said, well, but I mean, I suppose we're not actually making the film, so I suppose you could say he has a wife.
True.
And he went, I would like Judi Dench.
Oh,
I
very realistic.
I mean, okay. So I think we ended up with Georgina Campbell, Letitia Wright,
Good, we got Letitia.
Daniel Kaluuya,
Great. This
Yeah.
is a cast
Anthony
well above our
Hopkins,
budget.
Judi Dench. We're doing this on a budget of 7 million, let me tell
That's
you.
crazy.
I basically wrote out the entire plan for the whole presentation, got it all sorted out. Then we were going to have a tie-in VR game by Hideo Kojima.
Wow.
PTS.
Hideo had agreed.
Yeah, he was
so
on board.
good, because he's
It was
notoriously
going to be
difficult to get hold
an
of.
utter rip-off of PT.
Wow.
But yeah, that was going to be it. We had a whole marketing campaign where we were going to, first of all, phase one was we have big posters all over the place advertising housing available at a place called Hill House.
Oh,
and you
hello.
you go to the website, and it's a normal estate agent website, but kind of weird
Then it goes
glitches
weird.
keep happening.
Would it have the sound effect of me going when it
absolutely,
glitched?
but I was
Or
going
I
to
could even
hire
do like
you. I was going to hire you just for that
For the
on
Foley.
Casticle Pro.
yeah,
I'll
no,
be-
that's fine.
it was
I'll
gonna
do
be
this
anyone who could do noises.
And I'm pretty much, if you do a search for that, I'm like
You're
top
the
billing
guy.
featured.
So, and then phase two was going to be
Anthony Hopkins on the one show.
no.
Push him out.
We were going to Kevin Spacey and Seven him.
Oh, he's
He
not
and
going to be
Judi Dench. They were going to
revealed.
be in none of the promotional material. It was going to be like Psycho, kind of word of mouth.
Yeah.
Get it out there.
It's best of
Marion
mouth.
Crane, Janet Leigh dies. And, you know, those cardboard cutouts of Hitchcock saying, shh, don't tell anyone. But obviously everyone told everyone.
Yeah.
Because
You just told everyone as well, didn't
I've
you?
told you. If you don't know, dead. 10 minutes in.
Hitchcock's
First
gonna
5
be
minutes gets
pissed.
run over by a big truck. So I got it all sorted. I've written it out kind of point by
You
point.
keep
what he
saying
needed
I,
to say.
but I think, are you downplaying the collaboration?
Because
he was there.
If anything, I'm overplaying the
Oh.
collaboration. His existence
It was a hindrance.
was actually detracting from the
That's
effort of the project.
unfortunate.
But I got it to a point where if you were in any way halfway competent
Mm-hmm.
with the use of even your phone,
Yeah.
you could have finished this project, which was essentially a PowerPoint presentation that you record your voice speaking over,
Right.
which is an option available
In PowerPoint.
the drop-down menu
Okay.
from PowerPoint.
So it's not a technological or at this point an academic challenge.
No, the
work
only
all being
hindrance
done.
being that he was both technologically and academically
Oh no, the two
incompetent. He knew nothing about this film. He still knew no idea what it was.
Good.
Even though I wrote him out because I wrote him out the whole plot.
Had he not seen the sizzle reel and just taken it all in from that?
Well, what he got from that was it was very much mostly You Were Never Really Here, directed by Lynn Ramsey, with
but also
a little bit of
film
Russ
Get Down.
Tamblyn chucked in with Dan John a Bird.
That's it, yeah.
Which, to my
can
mind
say that
was
about
what
all
we were
films.
going for. But so not only did he know nothing about the film, but he couldn't do it anyway. But I'd set him up to a point where if he'd had a go, he'd have been able to make
You'd
something.
done, if I may try and work my way through an American football analogy,
Okay.
you've thrown it into what I'm going to call the last quarter of the
Oh no!
football
At least it was
field.
in the touchdown zone.
Oh, already?
All he had to do was catch it.
That was it, so it was even further.
And
than-
he'd someone else had launched him. He was there. He's wearing those gloves that
Yeah,
are
the Velcro
super
gloves.
sticky. Yeah, that basically
Spider-Man has.
stick onto the ball. All he had to do was touch it.
Yeah. And he...
I said to him, if you have trouble, if for some reason you're dead and you can't touch it,
Yeah. Or his-
let me know
his glove
tomorrow.
fell off.
I might be able to come round and help you. So
He's grateful.
we cut to Friday. Friday morning. It's 12 o'clock. I'm in everyone's favourite rice.
Friday afternoon. That's the one.
Well, I was there beforehand.
Okay.
My tutoring cancelled. I'm sat in a cafe. And I'm kind of
In
waiting
walks
there.
Judi Dench, asking why she's been attached to a dying
That's why
project.
her people
this
are all
sinking
over.
ship.
All over asking if she'll fuck
Hideo
Anthony
Kojima's
Hopkins
calling me up.
on screen.
Says I have to be a VR robot corridor. What's this?
I get a message. So
Bzz, that was a message.
here's the conversation that took place that day.
Okay.
Hi, Declan. How are you? Can we meet today and finish this presentation? Or maybe you can do it for me from your house instead of travelling all the way.
That's a
and
good
I
hint.
and I can pay for your time. Let me know, please.
I like how he's given you the or. That's like...
It was nice, yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
nice to
just
give
in
you the
case
option.
I'd rather just do it all myself.
It's also nice how obviously he was leaning towards preferring the second one. Like, oh, you could do it at your home, so I don't have to do it. But you don't have to travel, and I don't have to do it.
Oh, do you think he...
I think he's worked.
You were feeling that even then?
Yeah.
Anyway, I said to him, I can send you through some of the stuff that I've done this afternoon, or we can meet at 5:30. I only have an hour, but we could do that. I can at least get you going so you can finish. So you prefer to meet? That was at 10:44.
I think it'd have been like, so you prefer to meet?
Yeah, so that was at 10:44. That was while I was kind of on my way
Yeah.
out. At 1:45, I get a message. Hi, Declan. I'm in the process of responding. Can you do it for me?
He's so cards on the
Yeah.
table. He's lost all pretense in that half hour.
He's got no
"Fuck."
time. So the context is that this is basically 2:00. The project is due in 10 hours.
Oh.
Can you do it for me instead of meeting? Do what? I said. No, I can't do that. Sorry.
No.
I can meet for the hour and help you put it together, but if I do it, it will very obviously be my voice on the presentation
Yeah.
and not yours.
That's very true.
I can do the recording and send it to you. I haven't even really started on the presentation.
Oh, Sam.
I said, first of all, what could you possibly say? And then second of all, I said, well, that's not my fault you didn't start, is it? I've arranged my whole day now around coming to yours. Okay, no problem, he says. I will come along, I said, show you how to put it together, start you off, and then you'll be able to finish it. Okay,
Seems fair.
Okay, he said, sounds good. That was at 13:51. Now, at 13:50, I'd gone onto the Tutorful website and I'd begun to set up the lesson. So we were going to meet it at 5:30.
Yeah.
So I set the lesson up from 5:30 to 8:30. An hour for the meeting, 2 hours for us doing the trailer,
Yeah.
as I'd said to him.
Which had taken more than that. So that was
Oh, it's
generous
taken 3
already.
hours at least.
Yeah.
So at 1:52, as soon as the lesson was booked, he messages me. Why is lesson booked from 5:30 to 8:30? The extra 2 hours, I said, are for the time spent making the trailer for you.
Which you discussed, I assume.
Oh, indeed. Now, here's where things took a bit of a turn for me and Essa.
Oh, no.
At 13:53 on Friday,
Yeah.
the 6th of April.
Dreams died.
Don't you think now it's too much? I can't afford that.
Sam.
I said, I told you at the time that I would charge you for the time spent making the trailer. You've got it and didn't have to do anything.
At all.
But you never said it's going to take 2 hours, he said.
Wait, didn't.
I replied to
about
him.
4.
I replied to him and said, well, how long would it have taken you? Haha, he said. Well, I wouldn't have been able to do it.
He's walked into that one.
I said,
That's
well,
trapped.
exactly, Sam.
That's an infinite amount of time, dear.
Well, and it wouldn't be the same price as you travelling to my house to tutor me, he said, naively.
Much, much more.
So I responded, I said, well, okay then. I tell you what, you keep the trailer for free, I'll cancel the lesson, and you can finish the project yourself. Now, this time I think SM somewhat incorrectly read either my tone, my mentality, or just generally me as a person, because he said, if that's going to make you happy, then fine. Which I think was a very poor attempt at some reverse psychology.
Because he thinks he
thinks I want to do it.
Yeah, he thinks that you're the kind of person that wants to give and give to this film student who's
He
never
has
seen
not
a film.
listened to this podcast.
It's weird. Did he not get the link to episode
I said
73?
it's not what makes me happy. It's about you trying to fleece me for, and I'll be honest here, I said my hard work.
That's right. It's representative.
Exactly. Yeah. If you don't want to pay, I said, then good luck. I'm not trying to fleece anyone. I'm just saying I can't afford this price. Now, here's where we get into a debate about the etiquette of charging someone.
Okay.
Which I suppose, in a sense, he was partially right about. But here are my preemptive 2 defences. Firstly, I told him I was going to charge him for the time anyway.
Yep.
So you would assume, I think, that it would be at the same price as all the other time you'd been charged for.
Yeah. Although personally, if I were in this position, like if I had a tutor for something, say like a piano teacher, and they had a special assignment, I was like, oh, I've got to record this video for my exam. Will you do it for me? And they were like, yeah, I'll handle it. I would assume if they were going to charge me, it would be more at least.
Exactly.
Like, very base level would be the same, but because it's a different kind of work. And because if you know even the smallest thing about the film industry, you know how much people charge for 1 second of editing work.
Well,
for just owning Premiere
Well, this is the thing.
Pro.
Like maybe our listeners aren't aware. I've been working with my girlfriend and her parents on making a television show.
Yeah.
And the editor for the show that they were doing, who was giving them a kind of mates rates kind of deal, was £1,500 a week.
Oh,
as a video editor.
Wow, Sam's fucked us there.
So £1,500 for 5 days. So
For a
that's
mate's
£300 a day if you work Monday to Friday.
Yeah, he's not.
No, not at all. So that was one, and the second offence, of course, that I have here was he was in exactly no position.
He's
to
got no
haggle.
chips to put
You
on the
have
table.
to know where you stand.
Yeah.
Right? He had this project due in 10 hours.
Yeah.
If he doesn't hand it in, he doesn't have a degree. Like,
Yeah.
in the end, okay, as you'll see, he was haggling over £30 as opposed to paying another £9,000 for another year of university.
Wow.
That's the choice he was making. So I said, well, that's the price. It actually took 3 hours, so I'm actually already giving you a discount. But it's fine. I said, keep it for free. You agree on a price before you do something, not after, he said. I really can't afford that. I said,
That's
well,
as much on him for not saying when you said I'll do it
this is what I said.
and charge you for the time. You should have been like, well, how long is it going to take?
I said, well, you should have asked beforehand, shouldn't you? And then I said, or, better yet, you should have paid attention to the course and fucking done it yourself. Good luck with the presentation, though, I said. I wish you all the best. No, actually, you're the one who's offering it. You should have told me how much it costs, not the other way round.
You're right, Sam. This is a good use of your time. that you
Exactly.
have ticking away.
This
towards
was again the thrust of my response. At this point, I left the cafe. I was on my way to tutoring. I
Had you
at
mentally
least
checked
20 minutes
out?
ago, I was gone. There was nothing he could say. There was no amount of money he could offer me to make me go to his house, to make me even look at this project again. Right? It was gone, done.
Good.
He's dead to me.
Yeah.
I said, I don't see why you're still complaining. You've got the trailer for free. He said, I don't care about the trailer.
Ooh.
To which I replied, well, that's very foolish because it's part of your assignment.
In fact, the only
And then he
that
said,
you have.
entirely devoid of any irony, there's no point of trailer without the presentation itself.
Not wrong. Not wrong.
Ah, I said, and therein lies your dilemma. So, like I say, good luck, and consider this a free lesson in what we might call don't bite the hand that feeds you. And then
Are you charging him for that?
over the next 15 minutes, he responded with this set of messages,
Okay.
which thus ends my conversation with SM.
Okay.
Ha ha ha. Declan, I'm not bitting anything. And then, I'm just telling you I can't pay £90.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't respond to that. 7 minutes later, we see something of the desperation of SM with this delightful couple of messages.
Okay.
Let's do it for £60, he said. So everyone is happy.
Who is everyone here, SM? Because it's not you, and it's not
me.
Declan.
And then I didn't respond to that. And another 7 minutes later, he said, so?
Oh. And some say he's still sitting there, slowly calcifying into an Indiana Jones-esque tomb dweller.
Wondering if any film will ever begin with unfilmed Desan. And
Can you imagine though, if you've like in not doing that? Imagine we can sprawl like God. We can see all the pathways that reality can take, and imagine if down one of them that's now been closed off by his failure to get this degree, the greatest like filmmaker has died, and that's it. Like unfilmed Desan would have been
the kind of calling
It would have been
card.
the end of cinema. Like that's there's no better.
That's amazing to think, isn't it? What I like as well about this, and when I say what I like, I don't even mean that as a humorous observation. I mean this in a very literal sense. What amuses me about this is to know that there is literally no way in which he got this project in on time. He had 9.5 hours after that last message to get this in. Not only did he have to now find another person to do it for him,
Yeah.
who was A, free that day,
Yeah.
B,
Doing it for 1p.
able to reach him, C, doing it for cheaper than me,
Yeah.
and D, able to either come up with an entirely new film idea with which he could agree
Or-
and new cast, or
Look
learn
at that sizzle reel
my-
and be like,
so you got it.
so there's this ghost bird, and then don't really know.
So Lynn Ramsey, she's got Joaquin Phoenix back on board, but there is no male character.
I love the idea of someone being
But
called
if he did it himself, and if is the most redundant word there because there's no way.
Because he did not.
The point I'm making is that even if he were able to do the technological side of it, which isn't much, but still beyond him,
Yeah.
he didn't know anything about this film, like from start to finish. His question, why not call it The Haunting of Modern House? It encapsulates everything that he knew about this project.
I think he's done a presentation on The Haunting of Modern House and been laughed out of the university.
Yeah.
My presentation.
Well, what I love is that is that if he managed to do anything, what he will have done is send in that sizzle reel. And so even in the best possible universe for him, he showed that sizzle reel to his
to
tutor.
academics, to actual professional academics in film.
You have Danger's face and your fucking muslin owl.
And the noise of like when it cuts to some blood going down a sink, I was going
Like, down the fucking plug hole. So Essam turned out to be a fucking idiot.
who'd have guessed it? Who'd have guessed?
I've got another thing to show you.
Okay.
I found this incredible tweet today, and it's a transcript from a conversation with Michael Gambon about his big break in theatre.
Okay.
And what I love is it's him.
He's Dumbledore for anyone who doesn't have the reference to hand.
Oh, yes. And it's him auditioning at the Old Vic in 1962.
Lovely.
And who should be doing the auditions but Sir Laurence Olivier,
No, Larry.
who is 100% fucking with him
Oh, really?
for the entire thing.
That's interesting.
I want to hear your thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
So, Gambon tells me the story of Olivier auditioning him at the Old Vic in 1962. His audition speech was from Richard III.
Mm-hmm.
C-Tone, I was thick as two short planks then, and I didn't know he'd had a rather notable success in the part. I was just shitting myself before meeting the great man. He sussed how green I was and started farting around. As reported by Gambon, their conversation went like this.
Okay.
We start with Olivier. What are you going to do for me? Richard III. Is that so? Which part? Richard III. Yeah, but which part? Richard III. Yes, no, I understand that.
Oh, dear.
But which part? Richard III. But which character? Catesby? Ratcliffe? Buckingham's a good part. Oh, I see. Beg your pardon. No, Richard III. Olivier. What? The King? Richard? The Third. Yes, come on. You've got a fucking cheek, haven't you?
Wow.
Beg your pardon? Never mind. Which part are you going to do? Richard III. No, don't start that again. Which speech? Oh, I see. Beg your pardon. Was ever woman in this humour wooed? Right, okay. Whenever you're ready. Was ever woman in this humour wooed? Wait, stop there. You're too close. Go further away. I need to see the whole shape. Get the
Right.
full perspective. Oh, I see. Beg your pardon.
Poor Michael.
Gambon continues. So I go over to the far end of the room, Tone, thinking that I've already made an almighty tit of myself. So how do I save the day? Well, I see this pillar and I decide to swing round it and start the speech with a sort of dramatic punch. But as I do this, my ring catches on a screw and and half my sodding finger gets left behind.
Oh.
I think to myself, no, I mustn't let this throw me since he's already got me down as a bit of an arsehole. So I plough on. Was ever a woman in this humour wooed? At which point Olivier interrupts. Wait, stop. What's with the blood? Nothing. Just a little gash. I do beg your pardon. A nurse had to be called, and Gambon suffered the indignity of being given first aid with the greatest actor in the world passing the bandages. At last, it was done. Shall I start again? He said. No, I think I've got a fair idea of how you're going to do it. You better get along. We'll let you know, said Olivier. Gamble went back to the engineering factory in Islington where he was working. At 4 that afternoon, he was bent over the lathe, working as best he could with a heavily bandaged hand when he was called by the phone. It was the Old Vic. Bring, bring. It's not easy talking on the phone, Tone. 1, there's the noise of the machinery. 2, I've got to keep my voice down because I'm cockney at work and posh with theatre people. But they offer me a job, spear carrying, starting immediately. I go back to my workbench, heart beating in my chest, pack my tool case and start to go. The foreman comes up and says, Oi, where are you off to? I've had bad news, I say. I've got to go. He says, why are you taking your toolbox? I say, I can't tell you. It's very bad news. Might need it. And I never went back there. Home on the bus, heart still thumping away. A whole new world ahead. We tend to forget what it felt like in the beginning.
Wow.
This story.
Michael.
Imagine going to an interview and having Laurence Olivier
just
dick you up.
Yeah, for a long time as well. There was a lot of levels to his mischief. Bless him.
That's why they have all those awards after him.
That's why he's got that tiny statue on the South Bank where he looks like a small 4-foot tall man with a big sword. It's very strange, isn't it? We've had an email from Mark. Isaac and Declan, the subject line is do fas, which I will explain. In the spirit of your new feature, New New York Times, I give you do fas, brackets, dumb or overly forced astronomical acronyms site. And he provides a link. It seems the astronomical types love a good acronym, and what's more, they make a great effort to make their acronyms into other words, or at least into homonyms. Some examples from the extensive list that can be found on the site linked above. Kangaroo. Now, it is with a C. Collaboration between Australian and Nippon for a gamma ray observatory in the outback. Of course. Phantom, spelt Fantomm. The Fabry-Perot of new technology for the Observatoire du Mont Mégantic, I don't know. Just wow. Pint of ale, package for the interactive analysis of line emission, and Yorick, yet another optimal resolution.
There's
image
nothing I
constructor.
despise more than people whose acronym includes them using 3 or 4 letters from one word
only one
just
from
so
the
that
rest.
it fits. I know.
I wonder just how much time, Mark continues, was spent on the research and how much on the hunt for an acronym. I fear that in some cases the research part may have lost out. Regards, Supercont. Excellent stuff indeed. Look, we said we'd be about half an hour, and about half an hour we've been. We'll be back with a bang for episode 75.
We will indeed.
I don't know what
episode
we'll have.
76,
Uh-huh.
I think
Yeah.
it's going to be an international episode.
Wow.
I think it's going to be a little warm-up
That's going to be big for the Disney episodes.
for your Disney episodes, exactly.
That's going
I'm
to be
only going to
interesting.
be in Budapest,
Uh-huh.
but we're doing an
That's the
Airbnb,
Disney of
so
Europe.
we'll have a bit of Wi-Fi. So I think we might, rather than pre-record,
Sure.
we'll fucking risk it.
We'll give it a go.
for it.
Can't
And
wait
do
to
an
edit that
international
one.
episode.
I hope there's like a 15-second delay.
There definitely will be.
Lovely. Well, tune in for that, of course. Before then, though, how could people like Supercont Mark and our other Superconts? Recent Superconts include S. Nakamoto offering us Bitcoin.
Exactly.
Paul Sciayetti sending us stuff for the anniversary episode.
That's coming up. That's
It
a week on
certainly is.
Wednesday.
Get ready.
If you consider yourself an amateur, a newbie, maybe you consider yourself just a regular old cont rather than a super cont.
But you can aspire to be a Supercont.
But you want to, make the plunge. You want to climb onto that pedestal. You could email us.
Good place to start.
TAS at shame.city. Alternatively, if you would like to slide into the DMs, as we say,
Very welcome.
for our email inboxes, you could visit shame.city/contact.
Why not?
If you prefer a kind of limited character format, if you feel that
like
your
the
thoughts
challenge.
are best captured when limited,
Or you need to accompany them with a GIF.
if brevity is your thing, then you can find the show at That's a Shamecast. You could find Isaac at IsaacBD or myself at Cynical Declan. You could also leave us a review. Now, I'm told by Isaac that he's done some fiddling around with the old website.
Oh, I forgot about
He's
that.
done some of the old digital mastery and mischief.
Yes, when I told you as well, just to put a cap on what has been a 74-ish episode run of us not knowing what the review URL was, I came into the room and was like, oh, Declan, I should just tell you I added the other one, so we now have both shame.city/review and shame.city/reviews that will take us to the review page. He was like, oh, that's great. Which one was it, by the way? And I just could not
Isaac
remember.
gave me the
It had been
blankest
seconds.
face.
It was literally like minutes before.
It was the ultimate evidence as to why this system was needed. Because even having just checked
was like,
between us, we had not a clue.
I was so sure while I was doing it, and then I looked away for 1 minute and vanished.
So to save you the embarrassing or troubling situation of
seeing a
being led to a
404.
kind of 404 page, I say, by which I mean Isaac, much with my conversation with Esan, we have changed the website so that both shame.city/review and shame.city/reviews will lead you to the iTunes review page.
Yes.
Please, all 5
1,
stars.
2, 3, 4, 5.
100% of them if you could. 10 out of 10, but half of them.
Yeah,
Because there's only half the options.
that's as it may be. And of course, last but not least, oh no, actually there are 2 things. So
Patreon.
second from last, yeah,
Whether you give
or you just
like an
look.
absolute hero or look like a kind of that guy who isn't quite the hero.
Sidekick.
He's sort of that coward who lingers behind him.
Yeah, he's someone who he would wait for the hero to start the conversation before he
And he'd
felt
go,
willing to jump in.
"Yeah.
Yeah, you're right, buddy. Like
Yeah.
that sort of guy. I mean, if that's you, that's
You know,
fine.
that's fine. Some of us are.
yeah,
Some of us
not
are.
us. But
Or if you are an absolute hero and you are giving to the Patreon, patreon.com/shamecity. Isaac is at some point, not necessarily tonight, we're not holding him to that.
Let's never
He's got
hold me to
things to
things
do.
like that.
He is
got to
going
watch
to
the rest of
upload
Love.
our phenomenal sizzle reel mood board Hill House travesty extravaganza
Yes.
for all to see whether or not you are a patron. And of course, finally, last of all, but also in many ways, first of all, if we're speaking in a kind of spiritual sense, let us not forget, word of mouth is best of mouth. Hashtag one mere bomb.
Very much. Very
Get
much
on
the
that
case.
hype. Tell a friend. Tell a relative.
Just pass it on. You
tell
know?
the local dogs.
Send them a
They
link.
Just pass it.
How about this? Get your phone number in your head. Picture it now. All 11 digits, or if you're in another country, it might be
Send
different.
it to Isaac along with your 16-digit card number.
And your mother's
security
maiden
code.
name. No, I didn't mean that. What I meant was picture it out. Add 1 to the last digit. Or if it's a 9 and you don't think that goes round to 0, which it does, take away 1. Just text a show link to that number. And then you've got a new next door neighbour on the phone.
Here's a fun fact. A fun maths fact to end off.
Go on.
You know when you type your card number
Yeah.
into anything on the old internet?
Yeah.
And sometimes, every now and then, you're a bit tired, you get it wrong.
Yeah.
And it goes, oh, you got that wrong.
Yeah.
Do you know how it knows?
Yes.
How?
Aren't they like internally validating? Like the last few digits check the order of the first.
It's
set.
all the digits.
They all check each
Yeah.
other.
Basically,
That's hot, isn't
if you starting with the first number, the first, third, fifth, as it goes on, alternate numbers. If you double the number, and then if it's a 2-digit number, add those digits to get a single-digit number. Then add all of them up. It will always be a multiple of 10,
Wow.
and it knows because if it's not a multiple of 10, it knows it's not a valid card number.
And if that doesn't put us firmly in the educational podcast category,
Doesn't
I don't
get you
know
to type those
what will.
16-digit numbers, giving at some points with the digital route a multiple of 10
Yeah.
into the old Patreon page to give even just $1.
Just
Give
$1
us
a month.
$1 a month. Imagine that.
You get
won't
access to
even
all kinds of
notice.
things. And it's very easy as well. We never really talk about Patreon very much because I find it mildly embarrassing.
Yeah.
But you do, at a certain level, you get your own RSS feed. So it couldn't be easy. You just plug that into your pod app.
I the other day just went ahead. I signed up to about 7 different Patreons.
Wow.
I just went, I'm not supporting anyone. I'm being a hypocrite.
I know,
want to go
support
ahead.
everyone.
Went ahead.
Good on you.
Did it.
Yeah.
Supported some people.
That's good.
I supported Drill.
A
from the old
Drill.
Twitter.
Twiddle.
Imagine if they called it
Twiddle.org.
Twiddle instead.
Right, look, this is nonsense. We'll see you next time.
Bye,
I've been
guys.
Isaac, you've been Declan.
I mean, Declan, I already said bye.
Yeah, all
For fuck's
right.
sake, end
Bye.
it.
Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the bare necessities, oh Mother Nature's recipes that bring the bare necessities of life. Wherever I wander, wherever I roam, I couldn't be fonder of my big home. The bees are buzzing in the tree to make some honey just for me. The bare necessities of life will come to you. Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the bare necessities, oh Mother Nature's recipes that bring the bare necessities of life. Wherever I wander, wherever I roam, I couldn't be fonder, my new home. The bees are buzzing in the tree to make some honey just for me. The bare necessities of life will come to you.